Hello, my beautiful people. I am so happy that you're here today for another episode of your favorite podcast, Chiquis and Chill. Before we get started, I do want to tell you guys that I'm recording this episode from my kitchen table here at my home, mi casa que es tu casa. And I am getting, as you can hear, some work done on my roof. So if you hear some banging, please forgive me and try your best to just ignore it. We're just going to take deep breaths, but I think it's a very important episode and something I really want to talk about. So I know you all are busy and have a lot to do, but I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen, especially to this episode, because I want you guys to understand where I'm at. And I know you guys have probably noticed that I am a lot quieter on social media, and I want to tell you guys why. Okay, so before I get started, I do want to tell you guys this episode is going to be a little different than other episodes. I felt very inspired while I was thinking about this episode this morning, so I wrote down my thoughts and ideas in real time, and I'm going to be reading some of those passages to you guys throughout the episode. Okay, so living a quiet life doesn't mean you're hiding. It doesn't mean you're shrinking. It means you've chosen peace over noise, purpose over performance, and depth over display. A quiet life is about putting God in the center of my life, not trying to make time for God and fit him in. It's making time for everything else and revolve it around God. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. But that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm going to continue reading because I wrote a lot and I'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. But this is directly from my notes, you guys, from this morning, because I was like, how do I explain this? So anywho, moving on. Let's continue. Talking less, praying more. Gossip is an energy sucker. Although I will admit, I love it. Who doesn't? But now I try my best not to engage. I'm working on telling people, hey, that doesn't sit well with me. I'd rather not talk about so and so unless they're present. It's a work in progress, though, I will admit. Because who doesn't like to gossip? Especially when you're with your friends, you're hanging out, you're like, okay, let's talk about stuff. But I've noticed that it doesn't make me feel comfortable. I don't know if it's all of this that I'm going to tell you guys has to do with what I'm living and where I want to go, but also with age and maturity. It could be a combination of everything I just mentioned, but the gossip part of it, it's like, I don't want to have senseless conversations anymore. Like I want to have substance conversations. I want to hang out with people that are going to bring out the best in me, that have ideas, that want more out of life. Like my body, my soul, my mind is craving that so much. So I am working on trying my best to tell people, hey, like, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about something else. Anywho, let's go back into my notes. So redefining success. Again, these are just my thoughts, guys, okay? And this is really coming from my soul. In the industry I come from, success is often measured by how loud your name is, how many followers you have, how many events you're at, how many deals you're closing. But now I define success by how calm I feel when I wake up, by how aligned I am with God, by how present I can be with the people I love. That's success to me now. God has always been in my life and a huge part of my life in different ways. I was very religious before, now I'm very spiritual, but God has always been in my life. Now it's just, I'm really making God a priority because I love how it makes me feel. And we've talked about it a lot. There goes the banging. But we've talked about it a lot on a lot of episodes of Chiquis and Chill, a lot. But I have really noticed the difference from when I go straight into Instagram or at my emails or I answer someone's text before I center myself. So now I'm like really, really, really trying more than ever, and not even trying. It's something that I'm really craving. So anyway, a quiet life is about living in truth, not for attention. It's about being real, even if it's not trending. I used to feel I had to be on all the time. Camera ready, performance ready, emotion tucked away. Now I live for presence, for connection. You guys, I am so sorry about this banging, but it's real. You guys know Chiquis and Chill is very transparent in every way. And I sure am recording this episode from my kitchen table, but I do hope that all this is like making sense to you guys and resonating. For example, I've deleted certain apps off my phone. I don't share every moment anymore. I protect my peace. I show up online when I feel like I have something meaningful to share. not to prove that I'm still relevant. And that is the biggest difference. Before, I felt like I had to be on social media and show what I was doing because that's what everyone's doing and because that's what's going to keep me relevant. And now I'm like, no, I really want my social media to reflect where I am. Even if I disappear for a few days, if I don't feel like being on social media, I'm not going to do it. Not because my record label's saying I have to, not because my brain is telling me that, or because someone else is doing it and I want to do it too. Now it's like, I needed to be authentic in every single way. And I needed to be meaningful. I've unfollowed a lot of people. I've, like I said, erased a lot of apps. I want things on my feed. I want to follow people that pour into my daily cup and not rob me of my peace. And social media does that a lot, whether you realize it or not. And we've, again, talked about a lot of these things, but I just wanted to get into the nitty gritty of it. But anywho, okay, healing in private. This is a very important one. A quiet life also means healing in privacy. I don't always announce what I'm going through or what I'm working on, not because I'm hiding it, but because I'm honoring it. I've been on the longest music break of my career. And for the first time, I'm not rushing back because I should. I'm letting my soul lead, not the industry. That's very, very new for me, you guys. And I've decided that I don't have to do it on social media because I'm very open with you guys on the podcast, on everything that I do. Like when I'm going through something, I'm not having a good day, I tell you guys, hey, I'm not feeling too good. Do you guys feel the same? Are you guys feeling the energy? And I love that we can share this and I'm not alone in my feelings. But it's been a while where I'm like showing every single step, everything that I'm doing. I used to do that so much. I didn't realize how I wasn't as present as I should have been. Like I have a lot of things recorded, but if I sit there and really think, do I remember the conversations I had? Do I remember the performance or the baseball game and like the little details? And no, it's because I was so busy worrying about what I was going to post. And now I am doing a lot of healing in private. And it helps that my relationship is also more private. Emilio's more of a private type of person. So it's helped me balance that out. But now I want to do it in my own way. Now I do want to tell you guys about things that I'm doing because I want to give you a visual. So there is a second season of Chiquis and Chill coming, and I will talk about some deep things there. And that's the way I want to do it because that's part of my brand. I'm honest and open, and it's just who I am, because I want to help everyone. But on social media, it doesn't feel the same anymore. Returning to what matters, okay? I have sections for everything. Okay, so living a quiet life is like tuning out the static to hear your favorite song again. It's remembering what really matters: family, health, joy, purpose, and letting go of the chase that leaves you empty. I spend more time with the people who pour into me. I invest in my skincare line because it brings me joy. I take walks. I sing in the kitchen. I rest. I laugh. I cry. I do it all without needing to broadcast it. So that kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. But I wanted to talk about this feeling of the rat race of life. I have mentioned that quite a bit because I come in and come out of it. I love to feel accomplished. I love to complete projects, and who doesn't like and love to make money, So I love all of that, but it's changing now. And not only that, but I don't want to think about just what's going to make me money. I want to be connected on a soul level and really, truly be excited about my skincare, my hair care, anything that I am doing. I've always been very good with only promoting things that resonate with me, that really work for me, that I love. I will never sell you guys something I don't love just because they're paying me. Never. I cannot. It goes against everything I believe in. But I think I did or stuck around or tried to make it work with certain people in my life and certain partnerships, even certain friendships, because of fear, maybe because it was making me money, because I wanted to see the best in the person. and ignore that there were more red flags because it was making me money. And I had to kind of learn to just let those things go for my peace of mind. Even if that means I'm going to make less money, it was robbing me of my peace. And that even now it's with the people that I choose to hang out with, do business with, hang out with. If I'm going to invest my time, my energy with someone, it has to be someone that doesn't rob my peace, first of all, because there are energy leeches and, I call them suckers, but there are people, and we have to learn to listen to that, to listen to our body and see how we feel once we've left those people. And I've noticed that in my life. If I have to mentally prepare myself to hang out with you, then maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with you. I don't know if it's age. I don't know if it's like, I don't have time to waste. Like, I love you, but I don't know if you're necessarily good for me in this new phase, in this new season of my life. As much as I love you, I shouldn't, and I don't want to feel like I have to prepare in order to give you some of my time. I want things that are quality in every single way, in every area of my life. And I want it to be reciprocated. Like, I want people that pour into my cup, I pour into their cup. We both are willing and able, and that's it. That's what I'm craving. So anyway, just to close out my notes, the quiet life isn't about disappearing. It's about reappearing in your full truth, at your own pace, in alignment with your soul. And to me, that's the loudest kind of freedom there is. So that is where I'm at, you guys. And right now I am going inward a lot. I am deciding to, instead of answering emails on a Saturday, I'm going to go on a hike with my husband. All that shit can wait, because I've always been very hard on myself about responding on time and not leaving anyone on red and being responsible, because that's what I was taught. And I'm very grateful for that, because I'm a very disciplined person. But also, those things, those people can wait, because I really do enjoy spending time with my husband and walking in the wilderness and sweating and doing something active, having an active rest day. And of course, I love to stay in bed and hang out. Like, that's part of the quiet life. But now I'm starting to appreciate, like, okay, cool. What can we do that's going to be good for our health and is going to make us feel good, but it's not going to be strenuous, but I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to sweat a little bit. So I'm really enjoying those moments and making time for those things. I want to go to church more, a Christian church, a Catholic church, my spiritual church that I have in Santa Monica. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm in the presence and there are, more people in that same feeling and frequency. I want that. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I finally started working on music, you guys, barely. I thought it was going to take a little longer, but now I'm starting to feel more inspired, and I'm writing a lot of poems, and I have made some really big decisions in my career, but I feel good about them. And I'm excited again about reappearing as Janae, and showing people who Janae is. This whole thing is like coming back to Janae. And as much as I love everything I was doing, and I wasn't faking the funk 100%, like, I'm really like figuring out, okay, what does Janae want to do? What makes Janae happy? What kind of music? What kind of wardrobe even? Like, this whole hair change, the color change, guys, it just did something for me. Like, I feel like I'm in my mermaid era. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know. Like, I'm funky right now. Like, all my clothes, everything I'm wearing is just funky. Like, it's very Janae, and I'm remembering so many things that made me happy. Like, earlier in what I was reading, I was talking about, instead of just being on the phone the whole time I'm in the car, it's like I'll either be in silence or I'll listen. For a long time, I wasn't listening to music. I would just sit there in silence or answer calls or whatever. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my phone down. I'm actually going to play a song that takes me back to a happy moment, or even I don't know if you guys do this, but I've been doing this a lot lately. Sometimes when I feel like I need to cry because this hasn't been easy, and it's not like, oh my gosh, it's all, peaches and roses and unicorns. It's been tough. I have been going through some crazy, crazy growing pains, you guys. So I've been feeling lately that I just want to cry. So I'll even put on a song that makes me cry, that reminds me of 2012, one of the hardest years of my life, 2013, and I'll play it and I'll cry. Like in the car by myself, in the shower, in my restroom, which is where I do my prayer and everything. Like I need to let this out. I need to cry. And I've been doing that. And then I'll put on a song that makes me happy. And it's been so insane. Like, I wish there was a camera that could just watch everything that I'm doing and every conversation I'm having with myself, because yes, I do talk to myself. I sure do. Someone told me the other day, okay, this is like you're finding Janae. I'm like, no. Actually, no. Because what came up was, Finding Dory, because I love that movie and I love Dory. But I was like, no, it's not finding Janae. It's coming back to my authentic self, to who I really am, that I ignored for a long time because I was working out of a place of survival. And now I want to put all of that to the side, even if that means I'm going to make less money and I'm not going to be as cool, but I'm going to be cool to myself. I'm going to make music that is cool to me, that is going to help heal the world in some way, even if there's only 5 people listening to it. And I've been so inspired. I've been writing so many poems. I wrote this poem called They Called Me Crazy, because they did. When I was telling people that I was not going to sign with my record label, that I was going to be independent, which is more expensive, which is a lot more work, especially after winning 3 Latin Grammys with my record label, who I love. And I'm so grateful for each and every single one of them. Like, I'm so grateful. It makes me emotional because I'm like, damn, I don't want them to feel like I'm not being grateful, but it's something I had to do for my soul. And they called me like crazy. Like, are you sure you want to do this? This sounds crazy. Like, you are right there. You are about to become like, you could become worldwide if you just stick to this. I'm like, but do I really want that though? I'm like, that's what you're not understanding. Like, this is my soul. And I can't ignore it, because if I ignore it, I've learned and I've seen with other people and my own experiences as well, that if I ignore this, I'm going to regret it. And I feel like something not bad, but I guess something bad's going to happen. And I don't know if that's just me and that's just like my OCD. I don't know, but I really, really feel like this is a soul calling. And I feel like actually not me. I'm not going to be surprised, because I know and I feel it and I hear it and I see it. In my moment of prayer, you guys, in meditation, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see it. I see that this is going to take me to another place. And even if it's not what other people want it to look like, it's exactly what I see. But I know it's going to be surprisingly successful to a lot of people, because I know that there are some people that are like, hey, I'm going to do this with you, but I don't know where it's headed. I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised. And I think all my listeners and the people that love my music, people that know Janae, because I've been very consistent. If you have followed my family and you have watched the reality shows, I have been very consistent with the person that I am. Especially in the reality shows, I was very Janae, a lot, recycling and very hippie and very like, go back and look at all these episodes of Chiquis in Control, of everything that I did. I've been very consistent. I just went on another path for a while. But the people that know me and have been following me for a long time, like the JC Lovers, that was my first fan club before Boss Bee Nation, JC Lovers, the OG Boss Bees, it's not going to be a surprise. If you follow me on social media, I feel like it's not like, oh my gosh, she just did a complete 360 and now she wants to be spiritual or she wants to be whatever. Like, no, this is very on brand with Janae. I don't know if with Chiquis, but even with Chiquis, I would always talk about God on stage and everything, but Chiquis is resting. I got that girl in the closet waiting for me. That doesn't mean I'm never going to sing regional. I'm never going to sing my crazy songs and all that stuff. Just right now, I'm feeling this. I'm living this quiet life, everything that I just explained. And it feels freaking fantastic. I needed this. And I know that the people that are meant to come with me on this new journey are going to come with me. And those that don't weren't meant to. And those that love me will love it and say, oh, this is very Janae. Yeah, this is so Janae, and I'm not worried about it. I am really not. And you know what? I'm going to read you guys the poem. They called me crazy. Okay. Exclusively here for Chiquis and Chill. Okay. It's like a spoken word. So just imagine, I still haven't figured out if I want to make it a song, if I'm going to keep it a poem. I don't know. But anyway, this is what came out of my heart one day in Miami. They called me crazy for wanting more than what sparkled, for walking away from applause I didn't feel in my chest, for choosing silence over noise, peace over platform, God over gimmicks. They called me ungrateful because I didn't bow to the glitter or chase the ghost of what's working. But what frightens me more than failure is faking it. What scares me more than losing the spotlight is losing myself under it. I heard God whisper, there's more for you, but it's not here. And even though my knees trembled and my ego screamed and the world said, why would you leave now? I left. Because some people don't know when to walk away, but I do, and I am. I'd rather be called crazy for choosing freedom than to be worshipped for wearing a mask. This path, it's lonely sometimes, quiet, wild, but it's mine. And it leads me home, to breathe, to truth, to God, to me. Oh my God, it's kind of good, guys. I was like, oh my God. I was so inspired. I was at the gym in Miami and I was kind of going through it. I was crying, having a crying episode on the elliptical. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. Like, I feel so inspired because they had just told me, like, are you crazy? And I was like, what am I? And I started getting into my head and I was like, no, wait, like, no, Janae, sit down. And I sat down on the floor in the gym by myself, crying. And I wrote this. And I hadn't read it again until now. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. And that's also part of Janae, is coming back to writing. I would write so much. I would write so much on Twitter. I have so many quotes. If you guys go on my Twitter, guys, it's Chiquis626. And I would write so much. Go back years and years, 2009 even, guys. And I would write so many quotes. And that's part of Janae as well, writing more. And I've written, I think, at least 15 poems, at least. And they probably aren't all great, but they're my feelings and they're my thoughts and I'm enjoying it. So I wanted to share this with you guys because sometimes I do get in my head. This isn't, like I said, it hasn't been that easy. I've been going through a lot of change. And with change, change isn't comfortable. There's a lot that comes with that and a lot of crying and yelling and a lot of moments of discomfort. But it's also been really nice getting to know myself in a different way. And I wanted to share this because I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, because I do get in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not posting as much. Should I be doing more content? But I know, like, this was a reminder and a note to myself, and also letting you guys in a little bit more, the people that care anyway, about what's going on with me and why I'm not posting as much, or I'm not like doing so much on especially TikTok. But this is why. So anywho, guys, I hope that this episode in some way resonates with you and makes you feel something good. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. I just hope that you can understand where I'm coming from. And also, guys, let me know if you enjoyed me reading from my notes so that I could do a little bit more writing, because it really did help me process and just with the flow. So let me know if you liked it or not. I love to hear back from you guys. So make sure you leave me some comments. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you again for coming back every week, for being a loyal listener to Chiquis and Chill and Dear Chiquis. I am very, very grateful. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we have this podcast to share and that I can share my thoughts, and hopefully you can be inspired to become your best self and join me on all these different journeys and seasons that I go through. And you guys have been with me through all of it. So thank you. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Y aquí los espero on the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. I love you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.